Point out the bounce.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. And Phoenix looking who they've got on the floor. Scola and Gortat, they're inside. Dudley is the 2 with Beasley playing the small forward. And it's Marshall in at the 1 spot. Back to Scola. No good. And Orlando will come the other way.
Well, Gustavo Ayan, such a great story. A player who worked his way up through the international leagues. He's from Mexico, but gradually played his way to the highest levels in Spain and now to the NBA, where he's really played at a very high level.
And Steve, you talked about Ayan, signed by the Hornets as a free agent last season, the 3rd Mexican-born player to join the NBA, and he contributed right away. Clark, it was a nice story.
It really was, Kevin. For a guy who didn't speak much English at all, he didn't miss a beat.
And so Turkoglu nails both of them.
Well, Orlando had its ups and downs last year, Kevin, but one thing they were able to do pretty well was hold their own against the West. Not a great record, but they're able to win some games, you know, against the Western Conference teams, and that's not an easy thing to do.
Marshall dishes to Scola. Here's Gortat. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Rough and rugged down there in the low post.
That's his trademark. Hard rebounds, hard finishes, up high and down hard.
And he never stops working. That's what I really appreciate about him, guys.
And the East as a whole struggled to get wins against the West. We all know that. But the Orlando Magic were able to get 7 wins last year, which, given their injury struggles Clark throughout the body of the season, isn't that bad.
Kevin, it wasn't just injury struggles. It was in-house fighting as well. I mean, we all know about the drama of last season. Had a little reality TV going on there in Orlando, and it looked to take its toll on the team and how they played throughout the latter part of the season.
Here's Nelson. Here's Redick. And it's Phoenix with the rebound.
This game very well could come down to a few possessions, and if that's the case, rebounding could play large.
Yeah, in a close game like this one, securing the ball is so vital.
Orlando with the ball. The Suns getting the bucket. And down low, guarded by Scola. And here's Turkoglu from the arc.
Well, they wanted to come out of this half a little better than this. Only 25% shooting so far.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Dishes it to Redick. Fires the 3. Basket is good. The assist from Turkoglu. Turkoglu's got 6 assists in the game.
Well, once a shooter, always a shooter. J.J. Redick, one of the great marksmen of all time at Duke in the college game, and it's kept on rolling here in the NBA. He's got deep range on his three, can spot up and shoot from anywhere, and also put the ball on the floor a couple times and create a shot inside.
Great shot is right. Like you said, not only threes, but Steve, any shot where you give Redick a chance to set his feet and get a clear view of the hoop. His shot form is just too consistent for him to miss. He's one of those players, works on that just so diligently. You know he's going to find a degree of success every time out there.
And the pace is really ramped up in the second half.
Steve, I like the re-energized effort here. I mean, it's been a battle.
Fires from deep. They get it again. Davis.
Glenn Davis.
There's the bucket. Good. Davis has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, they haven't been getting lit up from outside here. All the points they're giving up are from in close. They've got to offer more resistance.
Yeah, defense has to get better, Clark. They've got to body up, bump somebody, get physical, force the action back out to the perimeter. Boy, what a tough blow for North Carolina and Kendall Marshall last year when he suffered a broken wrist in the NCAA tournament. But, you know, ironically, it may have helped his stock because the Tar Heels really struggled without him, highlighting just how important he was to that team.
He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done.
Orlando making some changes. Richardson comes in for Hito Turkoglu. And it's a Flalo in for J.J. Redick. A Flalo, that's good. And going back to Kendall Marshall, a prototypical point guard, a pass-first player who makes his teammates better.
And those guys come along only every so often, Kevin. It's a talent that coaches and teams love to have, and it's hard to find, but Kendall possesses it in spades.
That's an Aaron Flalo slam.
The one-handed flush, very nice.
A nice strong finish there.
Punched it home.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Nelson kicks to Richardson. Makes the lead pass. Beasley with the steal. Here's Marshall. And Scola with the basket on the assist from Marshall.
That's his first
16 points for Luis Scola. He's 0 of 1 from the line, missing on his first trip. And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading baskets. It's the Magic. They lead by 3.
42.
Magic leading by 3. Jameer Nelson is out there with a floater. Then it's Ion. Then there's Glenn Davis. And it's Richardson in at the small forward spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Here's Marshall. He kicks it to Gortat. Blocked. The Magic shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. Now a flop. High into the post, working on Beasley. They grab their own miss. Back to Richardson. Second shot opportunity. Can't get it to go. Excellent D there from Beasley. Suns trail by 3. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
And the hot shooting continues, guys.
Yeah, it sure does, Steve. They've mothballed the defense, though. It's all about offense today.
Richardson with it. Guarded now by Marshall. Here's Ion. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
That's his second personal foul.
Well, you look at Gustavo Ion out of Mexico, 6'10", 250, very active big man, and just seems to know how to play the game. Really a surprise in the NBA last year. Nice touch from the outside.
And guys, you mentioned Ion. I mean, he's got a tremendous motor. Not very flashy, but he does all of the little things. He sets good screens, he's a nice passer, and he's got the nice touch around the basket. All qualities you love to see in a big guy. You know, it's been a steady downward turn for the Suns in the past few years, Kevin. What once was a team built around speed and several stars is now a bit of a potpourri of talent. I mean, you have to think they're on the verge of trying to rebuild things there.
And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. That's good.
Yeah, he didn't get a chance to knock one down in the first. The defense left him a look, and he nailed it. He'll make them pay when he's open.
Not the Suns. You'll have to find a player or two to build around. Steve, what are your thoughts as you extend the Suns from this point on?
Well, right now for the Suns, they don't have too many young prospects, but they did a nice job in the rookie draft the last couple of years. Kendall Marshall, new point guard, also the big guy Morris has looked like he's got a future with the club. So I think they're heading in the right direction at this point.
That free throw, no good. And he sinks the second.
That miss at the line might stick in his craw for a while. Always hurts to miss a chance to take the lead.
The feed now to Richardson. In low to Davis. And stolen by Scola. Here's Gortat. That's good.
Martin Gortat.
And the Suns lead by 2. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Yeah, and actually still too close to call. I mean, this one is tight.
This could be an instant classic, fellas. I mean, this thing has all the looks of a game that's going to go right down to the last shot.
And Marshall kicks to Gortat. Feeds to Scola. Tries from 16. Jump shot is good. Scola's got 9 points now in just the second half. Nelson, the pass to Richardson. Kicks to Aflalo. To the middle. And stolen by Scola. Running out of time.
2 minutes, less than.
It's really been an ugly game for him as he continues to give the ball away on offense, guys.
And Orlando has possession. They set the pick. The pass to Aflalo. The basket good off the assist from Nelson. Aflalo's got 7 points for the quarter.
Well, he's getting it warmed up now after that cold first half.
Gortat inside. And he lays it straight in.
Well, it's been a tale of two halves, hasn't it, guys? After a terrible first half, he's really picking it up.
Here's Richardson. The second chance effort. And blocked. Oh, trying for it. Marshall with the steal. 1:14 left to play here in the fourth.
You know, sometimes the intensity of the game can lead to brain-neutral plays like that, guys.
Magic have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. From deep, Aflalo. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
And the damage they're doing from three-point range here in the second half is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they're always a threat to spray home some threes now, but not like this.
Magic ball.
Things starting to get sloppy for them out there. They just aren't taking care of the ball the same way they were earlier.
J.J. Redick's checked in for Aaron Aflalo. And the foul called on Quentin Richardson. That's his third foul of the game.
Now, that's an aggressive play trying to get that rebound. Maybe a little too aggressive.
And it was totally unnecessary, Steve. He was in no position to get to that ball. He should have just conceded.
He dishes it to Beasley. Goes up. Can't hit. So Orlando will take it the other way. Richardson dishes to Redick. Back to Richardson. Marshall with the steal.
Well, they're still within reach, but they need a hoop pretty much every time down the floor.
Well, they've got a little life, but they better execute every time.
Here's Gortat. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Redick for 3. They get the rebound. Back to Richardson. And so the big win by Orlando in a tight game. And Clark, you know, it was quite a nail-biter.
Yeah, it was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, J.J. Redick.